Most people want to achieve the 10K per month, and probably you are one of those, and that's why you've clicked on this video. You want to figure out how to make the 10K per month. And you are going through videos, video by video, trying to figure out like what is the business model that you need to go through, what's the business model that you need to leverage and use to actually reach the 10K. And what I'm here to do is to give you my wisdom and what I've tried so you can increase your chances to do it. First of all, I want to tell you about the nature of this goal, like the outcome goal versus the process goal. When you think about the 10K, there are usually two types of people. One type of people, they want to achieve the 10K per month and that's it, that's what they define, and then they go all in into it and they commit to it. By committing to it, the risk when it comes to the outcome goal alone is first of all burnout, because you might not figure it out. It's a big jump, especially if you are on 2-3K and you want to jump to the 10K, or if you are doing 0 and you want to jump to the 10K, that might be a big jump. So you are risking burning out and you are risking getting discouraged on the road. Because what happens if you start and commit to this goal and on the road you don't achieve or start actually building momentum, what happens in the middle of that, you feel very discouraged and you feel demotivated and you might burn out and lose the self-confidence. That's the risk with it. Now on the other hand, the second type of people, they set a process goal, meaning like to hit the 10K, let's break it down. What are the activities, what are the things that I need to take? Yeah, and what they do is they set numbers that they want to achieve. Let's say videos. So they want to upload 100 videos and they want to have 1,000 messages or 1,000 emails, 3,000 emails maybe, to achieve the goal. But the problem with this in a lot of cases is that you might put the input in but still not get the outcome. And again, what happens, they feel discouraged. And one of the other problems that people with process goals face is that they might feel attached, because the numbers that they are doing, they don't feel in a way or another the bridge to the 10K, because the goal is the 10K. So again, they feel discouraged. They feel that the numbers that they are trying to hit are not benefiting them, not getting them to where they want to go. So what happens? The numbers become just numbers without meanings. So if you can relate to any of those cases, whether you are an outcome goal setter or a process goal setter, the trick for you is that you want to have a combination of both. But the trick for that is when you set an outcome goal, you want to think about the consequence of not achieving that. What are you losing by not achieving that in the next 3 months, in the next 1 month? What are you losing on? What are you missing out on by not achieving the outcome goal, right? And on the second hand, the rewards, the positive consequences, right? So if you achieve this goal, what does it mean for you? Why do you really want the 10K? Is it that you want the 10K so you can feel more comfortable, you have more comfortable life? Is you want to hit the 10K to move to Thailand, to Bali, to move to Dubai? Where do you want to move? Is it that you want to hit 10Ks to help your parents, to start giving your parents 1K per month, 2K per month? What's the goal? Define it and define what it means, what it really means for you. And also define the reward. So if when you hit the first 10K for yourself, do you want to grab your father and go for a small vacation for 2-3K and enjoy? Or do you want to grab the whole family, go for a hotel in the mountains? What do you want to do? Define the reward. That's very important, because this will put some gasoline on the fire. When you define the rewards and the punishments, meaning you define the pains and the pleasures, which are the two motivational bottoms of every single human being. So Carl Gustav Jung mentioned, actually it's Freud. So Freud has mentioned that the core motivation of any human decision is to increase pain, to increase pleasure, or to decrease pain. So when you define the positive consequence and the negative consequence, which is the reward and the punishment, you are allowing yourself to see what you are missing out on, which will move you, and it will allow you also to imagine and visualize what would happen if you actually win the challenge that you've set on yourself and you've hit the goal that you've set for yourself. That's what we want to do there. Now this alone wouldn't help, because if you just do that, you might in a way or another end up right there in the fire, and you might lose self-esteem, self-confidence, and fail. And it happens a lot, right? So you want to be careful that in case you fail, how to deal with it, to see that it's not the end of the world because you can try again because you've grown. That's the trick right there, because if you don't hit it this time, you can hit it the next time. So you want to be sure to not let the failure define you, and it happens a lot, especially if you are achievement oriented. So that's one mistake that happens always there. And when it comes to the process goal. After you define those, you want to literally define a plan. You want to set numbers and don't overcomplicate it. Don't go like very detailed, because the perfect plan doesn't exist. Probably, if you want to actually hit this outcome, you want to keep the 10x rule in your mind. Meaning, if you are planning to hit the 10K with 100 calls, multiply by 10, do 1,000 calls. If you are planning actually to send 1,000 emails, send 10,000 emails. Because if you multiply your efforts and the actions that you're putting in by 10, you are increasing the chances of this happening. And that's what you want to do. This is the 10x rule, because almost every single goal that you will set for yourself, you will set also some process goals for it, and probabilities are you are not counting on the things that might pop up. So when you are calling, a lot of people maybe will not even respond to you. If you are sending emails, a lot of people will not respond to you. So sending 1,000 emails and praying to get a couple of clients doesn't really help. What you want to do instead, you want to scale the number, but that's alone doesn't even guarantee that you hit the 10K per month. So on the top of that, you want to keep in mind that fear will stay with you, will be with you everywhere. And when you are starting to actually cold call or send the emails, you'll have a lot of fear. When you start like getting on the camera, capturing yourself, you might get a lot of types of fears, which is fear of failure, fear of being embarrassed, fear of rejection. You'll have these different fears, and they are very smart. So they will show up in different ways. They will show up with procrastination. They will show up with ideas, trying to convince you that you are worthless and you cannot achieve all of this. They will appear in paralysis and analysis, where you will just keep thinking and planning and over planning and not even achieving and not moving forward. So you want to keep in mind that fear will be your opponent. Fear will be your enemy. So you want to make sure to tackle things and take action whenever you face fear. And at the same time, the skill is very important. So 2 things that you really need to hit the 10K, which are 1, discipline, and 2 is sales, right? The sales might be one-to-one or one-to-many, but if you are getting started, if you want to get it as fast as possible, you want to go for one-to-one, because branding needs time, marketing needs time. But if you just go and put the numbers in and call 1,000 companies, probabilities are you'll get a couple of bigger sales calls, and if you know how to sell, you'll be able to do that. But to be able to go through this, you need discipline, and fear will be your opponent. So you want to make sure to get fired up with the consequences. Face the fear, don't let it stop you. Whenever you feel yourself and you find yourself in paralysis and analysis, you want to take one small action, because by taking one small action, even if it's very small as waking up, dressing up, going for a walk, preparing the coffee and the water, and sitting on the desk preparing yourself to actually call, and doing the first deal or sending the first email, this small action will actually help you to build up the winner and the winning mechanism, which will give you momentum, and you will be able to actually feel like a winner, feel very confident, and you will keep tackling things, and the fear of rejection or fear of failure will fade away. That's the trick to face the fear. When it comes to discipline, what do I mean with discipline? Is sticking to the numbers that you've set, especially if you've set them also with a 10x rule. You wanna be disciplined. You wanna stay committed. You wanna do things if you don't feel like it. If you do this and make sure actually to study sales and make sure to go through the sales calls and the sales consultations, you will be able to close then sooner or later. Now, here's a trick. There is a shortcut. I believe that there is a shortcut, because all of this could be done, but you can do that by yourself. But in a lot of cases, fear is very small. It will show up in so many different ways. Excuses will show up, and a lot of things might go wrong in this plan. A lot of things. So the trick for that, literally, for those 2, is very simple. Regarding the discipline, get an accountability coach to hold you accountable on these numbers for the period where you have this goal. When it comes to the sales, you want to hire a sales trainer / a sales coach which will help you actually to nail down your script, and you want to just use this script to go through sales after sales call after sales calls, and whenever you get a rejection, whenever you get a no, you want to have a sales coach with you to iterate the script and show you that it's not the end of the world, it's just a couple of iterations, things that you can see, and objections that you can overcome. So by having 2 person right there, or even 1 person, you will be able then with the right mindset to overcome the obstacles that you might face right there. That's the plan for the 10K per month. And by the way, the reason why I'm giving you this, because I don't believe it's about the business model. I believe that you can do 10K with any business model. And I believe the issue is psychological. A lot of people don't achieve the 10K because psychologically they are not ready. They don't know how it feels. They don't know the traps that they might pop up. And they don't know about what it really takes to achieve it. They think that they might achieve it while sitting in bed and watching a video how to do 10K. Now, if this has grabbed your attention and grabbed your interest, just like this video, drop a comment. What's the business model that you're trying actually to achieve 10K with? And if you have any questions about this, let me know what you think about it, and I'll be answering the comments. See you in the next one.